what's going to help you the most is emotional regulation. That is the single biggest thing that you can do if your spouse is leaning out as a result of their midlife crisis. When one person can anchor in calm presence, the nervous system of the other will begin to find safety again. That's why your inner work is going to become the most important thing. And it feels a little bit unfair, right? Because it might be like, well, my spouse is going through something and they're the ones that need to do the work. They're the ones that need to figure this out and get help, like get a therapist or get a coach or read some books and do the work to figure this out. And yet they won't. And I'm the one who now has to do the inner work because of a problem they're having. Feels really unfair, especially since I just said there's nothing you can do to fix it on their side of the street. But in the culture between you, if you are regulated, you create safety in that gap. Right? So like they're struggling and they are afraid to say what's really on their mind. And if your reactions are really heightened and emotional, that is going to drive them farther into their shell. So if you can stay calm, at least they can come out a little more and you can actually bring it to the light, be their ally, and position yourself as someone that they can trust to walk through this with. So this is kind of why we talk about focusing on yourself and saying, I can go first. Because in this situation, this is not necessarily a precondition unless there's an acute mental health disorder that is also corresponding with a midlife crisis. But if in the absence of that or any other preconditions, your work can make a difference, but this is going to take longer. Usually when you're dealing with a midlife crisis and not just a relationship issue where they're leaning out because of unmet needs that now they can have met. It could take 6 months. It could take a year. It might even take 18 months or as long as you can do it, right?